Hello, welcome to the Camp Twingo Biography channel. This evening, we have a lot planned for you and many biographies to review. We have this evening including Arrow from the Cellist Sarajevo and Pasquin Malera Patel from the Life of Pi, written by Jan Rogel. Stick with us and prepare for some pretty intense biographies. The first character we have tonight is Arrow. Arrow is from the Cellist Sarajevo and is a professional sniper. She was born in the Sarajevo pit, and as a child, Arrow was known as the athletic, good-looking, smart girl. Arrow's mother was a stay-at-home mom while her father worked in the military. Although her father worked in the military, he never wanted his daughter to participate in warfare and never wanted her to ever have to shoot a gun. Although her father did think it was important for her to have the life skill, so he did make an exception to his rule and allowed her to learn how to aim and shoot in the case of an emergency. Although Arrow was allowed to do this, she really liked it, and so she practiced it avidly. Once she got it down pat, her father was astounded and he couldn't believe how accurate his daughter's shot was, which also contributed to her success in sports. Up until the mid-1980s, Arrow's life was pretty good. She was having fun, she had lots of friends, she was a popular girl. But in the late 1980s, her father suddenly passed away, being a traumatic event for her and her family. About a couple of years later, about 2 to 3 years later, war broke out in Sarajevo. This meant that Arrow was going to have to go to war due to her expertise in the sniping field. She was assigned a mission to protect the cellist of the city, who was planning to mourn the loss of 28 people that died in line waiting for bread. Arrow successfully completed this mission by sniping out the enemy sniper that wanted to kill this figure of hope for the city. Unfortunately for Arrow, though, what she had done was conflicted with her moral code, her father's will, and many other things that upset her greatly. Towards the end of the novel, Arrow is moved to a safe house. Well, what they call a safe house, not really a safe house, it's just a secured place. But during wartime in Sarajevo, there was nothing safe. A few weeks later, Arrow was tracked down by the enemy and shot and killed in her own bed. Although this is a traumatic event and very upsetting, it is okay, because Arrow said from her death, as it goes in the end of the book, that she died at peace knowing that she had done her mission and she had maintained the figure of hope for the city. Congratulations to Arrow, being an outstanding character in the Cellist of Sarajevo. Welcome back to the Twingo Biography channel. You may realize that I am dressed a lot differently today, but that's okay, because I'm about to tell you about Pasquin Malera Patel. Although his name is Pasquin Malera Patel, he prefers to be referred to as Pi Patel, because his friends in high school made fun of him greatly, referring to him as Pasquin Patel. Pi Patel was born in the mid-1970s in Pondicherry, India, and is the son of Patel, of Santosh and Geeta Patel, and the loved brother of Ravi Patel. Up until the age of 13, Pi lived a pretty normal life, middle-class family, all the good stuff. At the age of 13, his life began to change dramatically. He began interested in 3 different religions and still practices them today. These religions were Hinduism, Muslim, and Christianity. The problem with practicing all 3 religions in the beginning was that he knew his father wouldn't approve, and he had to talk to his father about this, taking a lot of courage from Pi at such a young age. For the next 3 years, Pi has maintained a steady job at the family-owned zoo. But everything changed in Pi's life at the age of 16. When he turned 16, his life changed. His family was not happy with the political times in Pondicherry, India, and decided to move to North America. His family sold all his zoo animals and everything else that they owned and got on a boat and headed to North America. On this journey to North America, their ship sunk, leaving Pi stranded with no food, no water, and just 3 animals on a boat that wanted to kill him more than he wanted to kill them. Pi had a very difficult journey. He had to struggle. He had to work with his life. He had a lot of work to do. For the next 7 months, Pi knew that this lifeboat was going to be his home. He didn't know that it was going to be 7 months, but he knew that he was going to be on that boat for a long time, so he had to make things work. So the first animal to die was a zebra, and then the hyena, and then Richard Parker, the big tiger, stayed alive because he had killed the other animals. Pi had needed to learn to tame and understand Richard Parker to build a trust so that they could work together in order to survive. On their journey, they became very, very ill, but eventually healed when they stumbled upon an algae island and ate the algae. Later on in the book, after many struggles in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, Pi lands off the coast of Mexico and has to twist his story to the Mexican officials in order for them to believe him and not send him to a mentally ill hospital. Pi ends his story living in Canada and attending St. Michael's College to become a successful adult. Congratulations to Pi. You were an amazing character in Life of Pi, and you were very interesting.